If you're over 50 and waking up with high blood sugar, the real problem might be what your body's missing, not just what you're eating. 3 overlooked minerals can flatten your glucose curve, protect insulin, and give you steady energy all morning. Stay with me. We're revealing exactly how they work and how to use them starting tomorrow. Few people realize that a mineral you almost never hear about, manganese, can influence how your body handles blood sugar first thing in the morning. It's not one of the nutrients that gets headlines, but without it, your cells struggle to respond to insulin properly. For many adults, mornings are when blood sugar is most unpredictable, and manganese is one of the quiet background players that can make a difference in that response. Manganese plays 2 powerful roles in your body. First, it supports enzymes that are directly tied to glucose metabolism. These manganese-dependent enzymes help insulin escort sugar into your cells so it can be used as energy instead of floating around in your bloodstream. Second, manganese strengthens your antioxidant defense system. This matters because oxidative stress, when harmful molecules damage your cells, weakens insulin's ability to do its job. By protecting insulin-producing cells against this damage, manganese sets the stage for more stable blood sugar control. There is a catch, though. Both very low levels and very high levels of manganese can interfere with blood sugar regulation. That's part of why many people overlook it altogether. They aren't sure if it helps or hurts. The truth is, balance is what matters most. Unfortunately, common eating habits work against that balance. Processed and refined foods, like white bread and packaged snacks, contain little to no manganese. Over time, diets heavy in these foods can leave your body undersupplied, which makes morning blood sugar harder to manage. Researchers have observed that people with adequate manganese levels tend to have better insulin sensitivity. This is why getting enough, especially early in the day, may help your blood sugar pattern look steadier when you wake up. Take the story of a retiree who switched his usual white toast for whole grain bread at breakfast. Within weeks, his morning glucose checks were no longer spiking as much, and he noticed fewer energy crashes mid-morning. That simple swap added back a bit of this trace mineral his body had been missing. Most adults can keep manganese in a healthy range through food choices. Nuts, whole grains, even leafy greens are good options, but supplementation should never be a solo decision. Too much from pills can cause problems, so always consult your doctor first. Now that we've revealed this overlooked supporter, let's move on to a mineral with a clearer and more immediate effect you'll actually feel each morning. Imagine a mineral that works like oil in an engine, allowing all the moving parts to function without friction. For your body, that mineral is potassium, and one of the most important times it helps is in the morning when blood sugar is often at its highest. Potassium acts behind the scenes to make insulin more effective, helping your cells take in sugar and use it for energy instead of leaving it to build up in your bloodstream. Without enough of it, that morning spike can feel harder to tame. Here's the surprising part. Most adults don't get anywhere near the recommended amount of potassium each day. Even though it's widely available in produce, dairy, beans, and fish, diets heavy in refined foods leave many people falling short. Studies consistently show that people with higher potassium intake often have better insulin sensitivity. So, the question is clear. If it has such a noticeable effect, why are so many still running low? A big reason is convenience. Many people grab processed foods or quick snacks at breakfast that contain little potassium, when that's the meal where it could make the biggest difference. To break it down simply, potassium has 2 main jobs for your blood sugar. First, it supports your pancreas, helping to release insulin at the right time. Second, it makes your muscles and other tissues more responsive, so that when insulin arrives, those cells can absorb sugar more efficiently. Without it, insulin struggles to do its job, and your blood sugar stays higher than it should. To make things even trickier, certain medications, like diuretics for high blood pressure, can deplete potassium levels, leaving people more vulnerable without even realizing it. Adding potassium doesn't have to complicate your morning. A spinach omelet, a banana, or an orange alongside your usual breakfast are all simple ways to raise your intake. Even blending a quick vegetable smoothie with leafy greens can boost levels in minutes. One 68-year-old diabetic began including a banana and some spinach daily, and within a few weeks, his fasting numbers at sunrise were far steadier. Still, there's an important safety note. Potassium supplements can be risky if your kidneys don't filter well or if you're on certain medications, so food is almost always the best first option. By starting the day with potassium-rich foods, you give your body what it needs to keep blood sugar smoother through the morning and into lunch. But this isn't the whole story, because the next mineral can protect or harm depending on how much of it you get. What if a mineral meant to shield your body could actually make things worse for blood sugar when you get too much of it? That's the story of selenium, a trace mineral that plays an important part in how your cells handle stress and how your insulin-producing cells stay protected. At normal levels, selenium is critical. It forms part of antioxidant enzymes that keep harmful molecules from damaging tissues. But the balance here is tricky because both low intake and high intake are linked with a greater risk of type 2 diabetes. Researchers describe it as a U-shaped curve, where too little and too much selenium can both work against you. When selenium is just right, it helps your insulin-producing beta cells fight off oxidative stress. This protection allows them to release insulin consistently, which supports steadier glucose levels. That sounds like a clear win. But here's the twist. Several studies have shown that long-term high-dose supplements can actually tip the body into insulin resistance. Instead of helping, too much selenium disrupts the body's redox balance, which directly affects how glucose is handled. In some populations, high selenium intake through pills raised the odds of developing diabetes, even though normal food-based levels did not show this same risk. The safest way to think about selenium is through food. Foods like eggs, seafood, meats, and whole grains include practical amounts. One egg gives you about 16 micrograms, while a portion of tuna can provide more than a full day's needs. A small bowl of brown rice provides another steady boost without pushing levels too high. For most adults, the recommended daily intake is about 55 to 70 micrograms. Exceeding that regularly with supplements can be risky, especially if kidney function is reduced or if your diet already includes high selenium foods. These minerals are a great start, but to truly reverse high blood sugar, what you pair them with matters. In our next video, we reveal 3 doctor-approved supplements that go even further, with results especially powerful for people over 50. Tap here to watch now. It's the next step your body needs.